I'm talking. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I was a year out of high school, so it was big time for me. I'd been acting for 2 years before that, and then I'd done sort of smaller things in Scotland where I lived, and then Game of Thrones came along. So
I don't think anybody knew how big it was going to be.
So what do you think about that? I mean, let's kind of spin that, and what's your reaction been like to the phenomenal reaction to this show, I guess?
I don't know. As an actor, it's really lovely to be part of an ensemble that is. You look around and Kristian and so many of the other guys in the show are great actors, and it's lovely to be in that kind of company, but also to have such a massive response from people all over the world who love the work that we do.
I've also liked how the atmosphere on set has slightly changed over the years. In season 1, there was a lot of excitement. No one really knew how it was going to turn out. There was a lot of faith put into it, but obviously people really put their heart and soul into it. Then when it really took off well in season 1, you can feel a bit more confidence. And by season 3, it feels like a powerhouse. Everyone knows what they're doing. It's just to see the people evolve, the script writers, every part of the production is definitely evolved.
Cool.
I'm just amused by everyone's reaction. My question is for Daniel. When you signed on for the Squire role, were you expecting to be such like a lady killer? Not literally, which can happen in the show, but like, were you expecting to have that and to be surprisingly awesome with your talking to people in reference to oh God, I just got really jumbled up. I'm sorry.
Start again, take your time, it's okay.
Okay. So, when you first signed on to the show, were you expecting to go from like Squire to someone who actually has a pretty inspiring role as someone secondhand, like you helped Brienne out a lot, not to mention the fact that you're pretty good at other things.
Superstar, yeah.
Yeah, and also, if you and Oberyn both were in a brothel, which room would be happier, do you think?
That is a great question. I think we all know the answer. No, when I first signed on, I'd read up to a certain point, so I knew where the character was going in theory. I knew he was going to end up on the road at some point with the end. So it was nice to have that, realised in season 4 when we got the script. Didn't expect the lady killer thing, but it's always a nice surprise when you read something like that. And yeah, the ladies in the room with Todd, you've got to go with Todd, man. He knows what he's doing.
When these questions come up, I look at this baby right here. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, we'll go back to.
I'm so sorry.
The list was lacking. Yeah, I brought you guys the answer to the queue because I can't come up there. But I was wondering for Kristian, Hodor has a lot of emotional acting. Like there's that scene.
Okay.
Yeah, there's. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, so Kristian, you do a lot of emotional acting. Like there's that scene with Asha where she's mad and like making a pince, and you like pause to try to not say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Like how much is the emotional acting that you're doing written in the script, or is that all you?
Some of it is in the script and some of it's me.
Yeah.
Literally, some of the things have been changed because I've done something slightly differently. It's very subtle. Some of it is quite subtle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a balance. There's some things have been definitely changed because I've done it in a different way. But I don't know, it's a lot of fun. And thank you for making this office big enough for my huge head.
Mike?
Hi, I'm Harrison. I just wanted to ask Daniel, is it intimidating to shoot with a woman a foot taller than you?
Not that much taller than me, mate. Just wait a minute, okay? She's 6'3" tall. She's not like 7.5 feet tall.
You're like 5'3".
Listen. She wears boots that make her taller as well. But yes, it's
Thank you.
a pleasure. Thanks for that.
All right, Billy, back to you.
Hi, my name is Chev, and my question would be more like, out of all the skills you had to learn for the show, like what would you say would be the most interesting or most valuable that you learned to take with you?
Carrying. Carrying shopping. Carrying children. Always ask for permission.
Good to see you sit on that. Daniel, do you have
It's got to be the brothel thing. No, horse riding probably. I had to do a lot of work on the horse riding because to be a bad horse rider on a TV show you need to get really good at it. And I had to spend, that's what I tell people anyway.
People say.
Yeah, but yeah, because you have to shoot the same bad horse riding over and over and over again. If you weren't good at it, then you wouldn't be able to replicate it. So I had to do quite a lot of stunt riding last year in order to prepare for that. So that's always handy to have that on your resume as an actor.
Cool. Thanks.
What? But I think my all-time favorite is still the moment early in the season, or series, when he bursts into Bransford and carrying the saddle. Do you have a favorite moment from the show so far, and anything that's been a lot of fun to film?
Well, for me, because it's a different style of acting, I like the subtle moments, and it's a part in the neck break scene, but it's not the neck break, it's the scene where Bran takes over his body, and I sort of had to change emotions, change facial shapes, and sort of demonstrate a personality change inside a split second. And that's a real challenge, and it's a lot of fun. And I think it came across quite well. I was really happy with it, because I usually hate watching myself, and I had that on repeat. I was like, yeah, I like that bit. So that was definitely my favourite bit.
Daniel, what about you?
Fan favourite moment, probably saving Tyrion's life at the end of season 2. That was, because for me that was Podrick's first big moment, this sort of announcement that he's there and he's a character that people are going to get to know. As an actor, it was season 4. The season, the jail cell with Tyrion, because I've got a lot of respect for Peter as an actor, and it was really nice for me the chance to just sort of stand toe to toe and be on more of an equal playing field as an actor in the scene with him, rather than standing in the background. It was more about Podrick coming in and taking the lead and doing that. So that was a real pleasure for me.
What about our super fans here? Adam, do you have a favorite moment?
I think I've got two that really stand out for me. One was when Daenerys turned the table on the slavers, and the dragon wouldn't behave, and then there was a lot of fire and things would blow up. There's that fantastic sort of image on the internet, some the city sort of like catching fire, and Daenerys just sits down there. Someone puts some sunglasses on and it just goes, yeah, deal with it. That to me is a really fantastic scene. And the other one was probably from last season when they're fighting on the wall, when they lose the side, when it comes down and breaks the wall, knocks everyone away. And it's just that one bloody hand sort of hanging on the chain. And I thought, yeah, that's a good scene.
Jamie?
Season 1, episode 1, the first 5 minutes. If you weren't hooked right by that,
So, all right, without getting into actual spoiler territory here, it seems like everyone has a pet theory about characters on the show. Daniel, we heard some pretty crazy ones about Padre being someone's secret baby, things like that. How do you feel about these crazy theories?
The secret baby stuff. In theory, it would be nice. It would be really, really cool to tie everything up in that way. It would be really cool to do that. You know, he was. The theory I heard is that he's Tyrion and Kaisha's secret kid from long, long ago. And that would be nice. That would be really cool to tie it up in that way, but I don't think there's any chance of it, to be honest. It would be nice, but I think a lot of the theories are very, very far-fetched. Very, very far-fetched. So, yeah. They've got a whole show to think about, so it's unlikely that I think we go back on something as inconsequential as that.
You know, and Hodor is certainly no exception when it comes to the outrageous fan theories. Kristian, can you tell us about the fan theories you hear the most, and maybe which one's your favorite?
Well, there's the lost Clegane brother, Hodor, Sandor, and Gregor. They're all like inside the house. So, there's some crazy ones. There's some I really like, but I came to a conclusion somewhere, I think around season 3, that I'm not going to tell people anymore, because if I was George and I heard me saying it here, I'd be like, nah, I'm not going to do that now. I'd be criminal. I'm not going to ruin it. But yeah, there's some really crazy ones.
Adam, I gotta imagine that as a founder of the Game of Thrones Wikia, you're hearing new theories all the time. So which is your favorite? And do you have any of your own, actually?
One theory I really liked from last season was when Sansa sort of like leveled up in badass, as you say, things bacon. The theory I really liked is that little thing they planned the whole thing at a time and sort of like worked out what was going to happen and had some backup plan if that didn't work. So I kind of like that idea that little thing can't be taken by surprise. It's just got wheels and wheels and wheels. My personal theory we're still working on it is that definitely Joffrey faked his own death and is going to make a dramatic comeback when he's just dead.
Jamie, how about you?
Well, there's speculation that Hodor is actually the son of Duncan the Tall. What do you think about that? Any confirmation? Can you tell me?
All right. On a show with at least 24 recurring characters, there's even more to come. Adam, can you give us a rundown on what we can expect in terms of new characters next season? And if I'm not mistaken, there's like 9 new cast members confirmed for next season.
Yeah, so we've got a few new cast members coming next season. Try not to do spoilers, but I know that we do get, I think we get to see some reaction from people. House Martell comes to Red Viper. They'll probably take that quite well, I imagine. There won't be any problems there. But I know we've got a few new characters coming in. We've got Doran Martell, Prince of Dawn, who's Red Viper's older brother, and he's being played by Alexander Siddig, well-known actor from Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Syriana, and a few other films. So I'm really excited to see him on the show. We've got Jonathan Pryce, who's in one of my favourite films, Brazil, and he's coming in and he's playing a religious leader. So I'm really excited about seeing those guys and a lot of new sort of like fresh young actors, which I think Game of Thrones has done very, very well. It's bringing in sort of like actors out of drama school, young actors, and you can see what they can do. Actors I'm not familiar with, and hopefully we'll see them go on to do great things like the guys here.
Okay, so on that note, we've got our last kind of poll here I want to throw out to you guys, and I want to ask, which casting developments are you guys most excited about? And we're going to do this a little differently. Just cheer. I'm going to read off some names. Cheer if you're pumped about this, all right? So, Alexander Siddig as Doran Martell. Toby Sebastian as Trystane Martell. Keisha Castle-Hughes as Obera Sand. Deobia Operi as what's that name? Area Hotel. All right. Nell Tiger Free as Mircella Baratheon. Enzo Salenti as slave trader Yazan. No? Yeah, come on. Jessica Hedwig as Namira Nim-Sand. Rosabelle Laurenti Sellers as Tyene Sand. Last one, Jonathan Price as the High Sparrow. Well, here is how the Wikia community reacted. Note that this poll was taken a little while back, so before all of the recent casting was announced. But yeah, Alexander City. Folks are really excited about them coming on the show. So before we go back to the audience now, Jamie, do you have another question you want to throw out?
Yeah, sure. Actually, this question is for Daniel. So Potter was actually much younger in the books than he was in the show. So why do you suppose he was cast as older, and how do you think that's going to affect, and since he is older, how do you think he's going to now affect the future of Westeros?
Yeah, I think one thing in the books is, you know, everybody's younger. Jon Snow's 15, I think, and so is Robb Stark. Daenerys is much younger. You know, Arya, I think, is maybe something like 8 or 9 years old. A lot of it is just it is pure fantasy. You can't have a girl of 8 or 9 years old running around killing people. Just like you can't have a 10-year-old guy like Podrick going into a brothel and satisfying the women. Or pushing a spear through the back of somebody's head. It would just look silly. And I think it opens up the options that the showrunners have to put these characters above a sort of legal age line where they can do what they want with them. You know, Podrick was about 16 when I started playing him. He's now about 17, 18 years old. So, you know, that opens up a whole host of opportunities for them to do more with them. Just look a bit unbelievable, a bit off. Cool. All right, let's go back to our audience questions. So, Mike, we'll start.